and study what are the career options available to us in React Native. Let's start with the first one. React Native is a cross-platform mobile application development tool. So obviously, if you learn React Native, you will definitely become a mobile app developer, where you will be responsible for designing, developing, testing, and deploying mobile applications using React Native. While learning React Native, you might also somehow work with the iOS native things in Swift and Objective-C, and you might also work with Android native things with Java and Kotlin, because setting up different libraries in React Native require iOS specific things and Android specific things. So you might want to discover yourself into iOS native and Android native too, which will be good enough for your portfolio that you have native development experience also. So yes, here the first one is the mobile application developer. You will definitely become one. The other thing that is good in React Native career is you can become a front-end developer. As for learning React Native, you definitely will go through the React library of JavaScript, because React Native is totally built upon that React library, just optimized for mobile application. So if you learn this whole React thing, you will definitely can code into React.js also. React.js technology is for developing web applications. So you can cover all the front-end things now, because you already know React Native, you already know React.js. React Native is for mobile front-end and React.js is for the web front-end. So React Native developers often have a strong background in front-end web development, as React Native shares many concept principle with React.js only, because obviously it is built upon React library only. So you can pursue front-end developer roles that require expertise in building interactive and responsive user interfaces using React and React Native. And also, while working with React and React Native, other front-end JavaScript frameworks such as Angular, and there is Vue also, all of these has a very similar workflow and everything, so you can explore yourself for Angular development and Vue development also. Next thing, if when you get very comfortable with the front-end development technologies, mobile application development, because you have worked with React Native and React.js, you might want to go into the full stack stuff, because you already know front-end and you already know JavaScript, because React and React Native are based on JavaScript only. So you might want to explore a bit of the backend technologies, because backend technologies includes Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB. Node and Express are for the server, and MongoDB is for the database related thing. Now all of these tools are based on JavaScript only, so that's why it will be very easy for you to explore yourself in these tools. So after learning these tools, Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB, which will cover the whole backend and database things, and you already knew the front-end thing, so now you can explore yourself as a full-stack developer, because you will be able to develop end-to-end solutions with React Native, Node.js, Express, and Mongo. Next we talk about is UI UX designer. UI UX designer with knowledge of React Native can create intuitive and visually appealing user interfaces for mobile applications. They work closely with developers to design and implement UI UX components. So when you work with UI UX, you don't involve yourself much into the code part, but you just form how the front end will look like. You might work with Figma and you might work with Adobe XD. You are going to design the mobile applications, and you are going to work closely with the developers that are working with mobile application development technologies, maybe with React Native or maybe not. But yes, you can definitely work as a UI UX designer because you know React Native, so you know how things work in mobile application, and you can think of whatever is achievable and what not is achievable. Next thing we talk about is freelancer or the consultant of React Native. If you don't take a job of any of these technologies, you might work as a freelancer or the consultant of React Native. So React Native developers can also work as freelancers or consultants, offering their expertise to businesses and startups looking to build mobile applications. So you can contact some startups, or some companies or startups can contact you also to build the mobile applications, because these startups do not want too much, for example, too much enhancements into the product, but they just want their product to be built faster as possible and deployed to the market. So you can work as a freelancer or consultant, not to just one company at a time. You can work with multiple companies or organizations at a time and can deliver your products, or you can manage a team by yourself too. You can keep some people of different technologies under yourself and run a business, that kind of stuff. Next thing is educator or trainer of these React Native and similar technologies. So experienced React Native developers can share their knowledge and expertise by becoming educators, trainers, or course instructors. So they can create online courses, tutorials, they can have some workshops, and they can create some boot camps to teach their juniors or the people who are getting started with React Native or any mobile application development technologies, because experienced React Native developers will also have their hands on the native iOS side and the native Android side also. So they can easily teach anyone who is getting started with any mobile application development thing. So they teach aspiring developers how to build mobile apps with React Native specifically. Then we come on to contributor to open source. As we have seen that React Native is open source, and there are many things, many libraries available. So React Native developers can contribute to this open source community by submitting bug fixes, feature requests, and documentation improvements and code contributions. So yes, they can work as a contributor to this open source communities. So this can help them build their reputation also. They can build the network with other developers, with other experienced developers, and yes, gain valuable experience. The last thing, as you already know how to develop a product using React Native and similar technologies, you can work as an entrepreneur. Not work as entrepreneur, you can become an entrepreneur, because as you know, how can you build a mobile app which is a product in itself? You can build yourself a startup or a business if you have a particular idea. So yes, React Native developers with entrepreneur ambitions can start their own companies or startups building innovative mobile apps and products. They can leverage their expertise in React Native to develop and launch successful mobile applications and attract investors and grow their businesses. So yeah, you can start your business as a consultant, or you can, if you have a different idea, you can build yourself a mobile application, a whole product. So yeah, you can work as a startup founder too. So these are all the career prospects in React Native. I think React Native has a great future. So yes, this was it about the React Native. I hope you enjoyed everything and you got the idea what React Native is and how is it working, and what are some pros and cons of React Native, and what is the future of React Native.